Yeah, Milwaukee was a cool town. Definitely, cool place. Seem like they got a great art scene, and would be a cool place to just go and visit. Yeah, everything went okay. I pushed the training quite a bit going into it. After Oregon, I didn't really give myself any real time to recover. I traveled on Monday and trained that evening, and then went full tilt Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so 4 days recovery after that wasn't super great or ideal, and also didn't sleep super well in that time, so it didn't feel like I came around super great, but I did the best that I could in the race with what I had. Swam really poorly, which I usually swim quite poorly, but exceptionally poorly in this one. And yeah, not happy about that. Do feel that there's I can do a lot better than what I did. I need more accountability for sure from a technical standpoint in the swimming. I don't have a problem swimming hard. In fact, I probably gravitate towards basically doing nothing but like relatively hard swimming, not super hard, but like moderately hard swimming. And so I've started to rekindle the relationship with Jerry Rodriguez at Tower 26. And I had already done this. I already realized this before the race, but so that's kind of moving forward. I'd like to have a bit more accountability, particularly with the technical piece, as well as forcing myself to swim like top end stuff a bit more. So go to a championship level race with some of the best guys in the world and come out of the water 4 minutes 5 seconds down. Been there, done that. Know what to expect. You're not gonna finish super high, especially not in this new era. And so I just tried to stick to my own plan, which I did decently well. Moderately technical bike course for me anyway. Didn't make up any time. In fact, pushed quite good power and lost time to many guys, which is also quite disappointing. My speed to power right now is maybe career worst, so it's very frustrating, I would say. But I mean, what do you expect? I've done no testing, truly. I went to the velodrome a couple times, and that data I would consider to be pretty well worthless, just due to the testing protocols being totally out of date and not very thorough. And so I have no testing data, and you're going up against guys who work and operate more like F1 teams and have been to the wind tunnel, etc., and done lots of testing, and so know what they're doing. So that's another area that I am going to improve on. And then the run was also disappointing. 12 days prior was through 9 miles off of more bike power for longer. I was through 9 miles in 5:20 pace, and this time I averaged 5:31s for 11 miles, so 2 miles more. So I was with a group of guys, and I got last place in the group of 5 or so guys who I was running with. So extremely disappointing. Nothing really positive to take from it, other than that I went and I got a data point against the top guys in the world. And if you're not going to totally focus on a race, I don't think you should even go, quite honestly, against the top guys, because it's really, the days where you could come in there not super fresh and expect to have a transcendent performance and finish decently well. Those days are completely gone. And so, the best I could have possibly done with the swim and the bike was 7th. That's where David McNamee finished. That's who I was with, and he dropped me going into the 5th lap. So that was going to be the top I could ever do on that day anyhow. I finished 11th, 5 minutes 47-ish back from Ferdino. Lost time in this massive time in the swim, 1 minute on the bike, and another 30 seconds on the run. So that's where you stand. That's the positive takeaway here, is that where you stand now against the certainly one of the best guys to ever do it. And so, I've gone through this whole whirlwind of emotion, of course. I don't feel that I'm on the level of the top guy. Well, it's not that I don't feel. I know I'm not on the level of the top guys. So why do you want to even go to the top tier races if you've got, for me, it would be one thing if I did this race and I was like, wow, that was everything I had and that's how I finished. I'd be very happy right now. It's not that I'm unhappy, but I would be content right now. But I look at what's going on and I just see efficiency leaks everywhere. It's just efficiency leaks. I've got a great engine. I think it's clear I've got a great engine. I average 365, 372 normalized on the bike. I've got a great engine. I don't doubt that I'm putting out very close to the same power in the swim, equal to or greater than anyone power on the bike. My run, it's no secret that it's not like the most efficient, or at least the most efficient looking thing. And so I personally see efficiency leaks everywhere. So, had I went there and gave it my all and was like, well, that was everything I had, and I would be content. But for me, I'm like, well, what are you even going to these big races for until you fix the efficiency leaks, Because you never even been to the wind tunnel. You've been doing it for a decade. You never even been to the wind tunnel a single time. You just make these positions up. You just throw in new equipment here and there. And I just think the game is so far progressed from being able to do that, I tell you that the top guys right now aren't doing that. So you're probably not going to be able to compete with them unless you also do and think of it more as kind of an F1 type team where you're doing lots of testing and analysis to understand your inefficiencies and how you can improve upon them. So I've already got the ball rolling. Couldn't even bring myself to train after the race because it was like, training is not the answer. Like, don't get me wrong, everyone trains hard. Like, all these guys are fit. All these guys are crazy mentally strong. All these guys are great athletes. What's separating all these guys? Efficiency. Efficiency is what's separating. Engines, of course, is an important piece of the puzzle, too. I think Christian probably has the biggest engine, but he lost. The other guys are more efficient. Ferdinand and West were more efficient than him. And so, for me, I'm crazy inefficient. So that's a great problem to have, with the right team. And that's what I'm going to spend the next, let's say, month or so really consulting with people I trust. Jerry Rodriguez is a guy I trust for sure. He's probably the best coach I've worked with over the years. And so I'll consult with him a bit and try and come up with, who can I work with because this is my last run at it. This will be my last run to see how good I can do. Who should I work with to rectify or improve on these inefficiencies? And nothing is guaranteed. Maybe I am as efficient as I ever can be. Maybe this is the fastest I'll ever swim. Maybe that is the fastest speed to power I can produce. Maybe that is the best I can run off the bike. And if it is, that's all fine and dandy. But right now I don't feel that way. I don't feel like I've really done anything really to truly address those inefficiencies in my career. And that's all there is really left for me to investigate, to spend time on, to devote resources to. And I don't know why I haven't. There's been a fear component for sure of having to go places and hey, I might have to go to, for instance, Canyon has offered to put me in the wind tunnel or the velodrome. These are expensive testing sessions, offered to do it for free. Hey, that would require me to go to Germany all by myself. And, there's a fear component too that has dictated me in some decisions. But you're going to have to get over it. If you want to be competitive, you got to fix these things. That's all there is to it. So it's a good problem to have. I'm actually not demotivated in any way. I see efficiency leaks everywhere, and I see that if I can even have these efficiency leaks, I can be competitive. If you don't start working on it right this very instant, the things take time. You're not going to do it in the problem is I always am I'll wait till the off season. It's but I never take an off season. There is no off season. You race year round basically. So when I got home, I couldn't even bring myself to train yesterday, and so I got the ball rolling in all three departments. So I've already got calls and stuff scheduled with people who are experts in these respective fields, trying to get time in the wind tunnel as soon as possible. And so that at least reinvigorated me that we're moving in the right direction. And so had you asked me yesterday if I was doing 70.3 Worlds, I would have said 100% no. What's the point? You know what I mean? I know I just went and raced the same guy. When you go to race him again, what's going to be the difference here, you know? But then I was like, but if you want to win the world title, I mean, you haven't been the 70.3 world champs since 2016. So, like, you can't watch from afar. It is a different distance. It's a different format. It's a different draft zone. You know, like there's lots of different differences. It's a different organization. And if that's your focus, if you really want to win that title, I mean, if you don't go get the data point yourself and say, hey, yeah, I got 15th place, and this is how I swam, this is how I biked, this is how I ran, that's the training I did going into it, how are you ever going to construct an appropriate plan? Because the one in New Zealand, the race in New Zealand in 2024 is going to play out very similarly. It's going to be wetsuit legal, it's going to be not super hilly bike, going to be, you know, relative pack type riding, and it's going to be a flat, fast run. So it's like, you've got to go get the data point. It's not that I'm ducking or nothing. Like it's not that I want to duck. It's like I don't even want to. Quite frankly, I don't want to go because it's like I know what's going to happen. But you've got to go. Like you've got to go and you've got to try and finish as high as you can, and then you know, then you have a data point, and then you can go with all those things I just said with these experts who can work on efficiency. And you can present them. This is what happened. This is the training I did. This is how I performed. This was the position I rode. These are the equipment choices I made. This is the swim training I was doing. How can we get better? How can we improve? How can we become more efficient and express more of the engine? Because my engine is good. I have complete confidence in that. My engine is very good. Top tier, 100%. I'm just not expressing the engine very well. So that's my thoughts on Milwaukee. You know, it was a great race. PTO's doing a great job. It was a really fair race. Like, I have no complaints in any of those types of departments. Like, they're doing a great job. Every complaint that the bikers have had over the years, I'd say was pretty well rectified in that race. You just got to be good. Like, you've got to be good. Jan, Jason, and Christian are good. I am not. And so, you know, fortunately, if I had a shit engine and was crazy efficient and still not good, it'd be one thing. But I have the opposite problem. I got a great engine and I am extremely inefficient. That's the best problem to have. And so Milwaukee will go down as the race that really inspired me to think about my efficiency moving forward.